Our Nation Sports Show. Tonight on the Nation Sports Show, we bring to you our top 5 games for the upcoming 2025 regular season of our favorite teams in the NFL. Tonight, we also bring to you our analysis of the conclusion of the semifinals in the NBA playoffs. Starting tonight, we begin our coverage of the conference finals. Fresh new blood is entering the NBA's biggest stage. Who will advance to the NBA finals? It's showtime.
From the gridiron to the court, talking all that is sport, breaking down the latest news, scores, and more. Welcome to our Nation Sports Show. It's 7 o'clock, and you know what time that is. When we turn on these microphones, we are live, everybody, for another edition of our Nation Sports Show. I am your host for this evening, Stephen Wyand. And before I get to my co-host right now joining me for this evening, we have to plug the social media platforms up first on the old Twitter or X machines at ON_sports show, Facebook.com/Nation Sports Show, and where we are live and in color right now on YouTube.com/Nation Sports Show. Be sure to like, share, subscribe to all your family and your friends that love the world of sports just as much as we do, and also myself and my fellow co-hosts and our other co-hosts that will be joining us here in a few short minutes. We also love some professional wrestling, RASSLIN, that spells wrestling. That's the Nation's Corner, where they are live on most Saturday nights, unless a pay-per-view or PLE is preventing them from being live. But they are live on YouTube.com/Nation's Corner. You can also follow them on Twitter at Nation's Corner, Facebook.com/Nation's Corner, and also on the old Instagram at Nation's Corner as well. They are live on most Saturday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, 4 p.m. Pacific time. And ladies and gentlemen, the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, unlike LeBron, he actually shows up on time and makes his time, minutes, and his appearances by the hour meaningful. JT, Joey Thornton, what's going on, man?
What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having an amazing Tuesday evening. Me, I'm having a great Tuesday myself because I had me a wonderful plate of spaghetti for supper. So I hope you guys are eating good out there. And for all of you sports fans out there, we got a lot to talk about. So without further ado, let's do this.
Yeah, let's do it, shall we? And before we get to the top 5 NFL games and a little bit later on, do want to talk about the NBA playoffs and wrapping up the second round of the Eastern and Western Conference semifinal rounds. And I want to start out with the 5-game series win by the Minnesota Timberwolves against the Golden State Warriors. Now, when the news broke that Steph Curry had the grade 1 hamstring injury, we were thinking, okay, the Warriors got the game 1 victory. If he can come back, they have a chance to win this series. Well, turns out Curry did not play another game after game number 1. And unfortunately for Golden State, that was their downfall because other than Jimmy Butler, they really had no other credible talent to be a number 2 scorer. I mean, Draymond Green is obviously
Oh my Lord,
I
Kevin!
was
Once
thinking my sound
again
go
with
out.
the what? Once again with the funky name.
Man, you know what? Bump it, bump it, bump it, bump it. Okay, you know what? Screw it. We're going. Okay, okay. Kev, first of all, welcome to the show, my friend. Second of all, that is a golden name, my friend.
Yeah, if you weren't riding with Dallas when they were 5-win team, then get off the bandwagon when they're a 4-win team this year. Well, since the NFL schedule come out, I thought I was in a little NFL mood, so get back on the Cowboys troll train. I haven't trolled them in a good little bit.
Well, it's about that time, ladies and gentlemen, where we're going to be trolling the Cowboys week in and week out.
Oh, we're just getting started,
We
baby.
we couldn't even troll them last year because they were so bad, and the bad part about it, their fans knew they were bad, so it wasn't even funny to poke fun at them no more. You got, like Stephen A. Smith says, the Cowboys, you got to let them win so they can get their little hopes up and get to talking just to be let down. That's the funniest kind of troll.
Exactly.
You can't. They're getting their ass beat, and Cooper Rush looks awful, and it ain't even funny to pick on them no more. So last year was a little wild.
Yeah. Last year was a little wonky for them boys in quotations, but we all know they are them boys at failing with epic proportions.
Yes. Indeed, they are.
And just because they got George Pickens, oh, Cowboys got George Pickens. You know, we're gonna go
Yeah, and they're also
far.
the biggest failures at opening or trying to open Jerry Jones's checkbook.
Yeah,
Yep.
Jerry Jones is good at that himself. He doesn't open his checkbook until the 11th hour.
Exactly, if at all.
Yeah, if any, he likes to save his money. No, that's a bunch of crap. But before we get to our top 5 games of our favorite teams, and Kevin, you joined at the very appropriate time of us talking about the NBA playoffs, and we're starting off with the Warriors and Timberwolves game. And look, you were on the show last week when we were talking about this Golden State team, and they took the game one despite Stephen Curry with the grade one hamstring injury, and people were thinking, okay, initially Curry's going to come back in a couple of games, but then turns out that didn't happen. Now, you know as well as I know, Golden State did not make any excuses on why they lost this series because Jimmy Butler did not have a true number two behind him because after Butler, who is
Nobody.
normally the Robin the Steph's Batman,
Yep.
there's no true other number two. Now, got to give Kerr a lot of credit because he played a hell of a lot of bodies in the next 4 games that they ended up losing. And got to give Kerr a lot of credit, for trying a lot of different rotations out there, even putting Kaminga out there, and company, different role players that weren't getting a lot of minutes, just to try, just try something different, try to get, something going, something brewing. But unfortunately, this is the nature of the beast, and the injury bug has played a huge factor in some of these series that have happened. Now, you as a Warriors fan, we know, we know beyond a shadow of a doubt, if Curry was there, more than likely this is going 6, 7 games. And Golden State could have easily won this series if Curry was healthy. But that's not how the cards were dealt this year.
But we also, I want to give a lot of credit to Draymond because Draymond is a guy who takes accountability, and I love it. I mean, everybody talks about his own, like his issues with the refs and technical foul. He takes accountability, and he told you straight up. We can't use Steph Curry getting hurt as an excuse because you know what? We won a championship in the same fashion with the other side of the coin. When Cleveland got hurt, Kyrie goes down, Kevin Love goes down. We won a championship off that. So I mean, it's just we've been on that side of the coin, so you can't get mad about it. We're on this side of the coin, unfortunately, and I mean, injuries happen. It's a part of the game. It is what it is. Still got to find a way to play, and I mean, they couldn't get it done. But I look at the silver lining for this season for the Warriors is you know what you got. Jimmy Butler's gonna bring it. Steph Curry still got. He can play until he's about 45 for crying out loud. And Draymond still defensive player of the year, second in voting. I mean, he's gonna make an all defensive first team, and he still got some juice. And I mean, the Warriors just need to go out in off season and everything's clear, much more clear this offseason than it was last offseason. Last offseason, they didn't know which direction to go. This offseason, you got a plan in place. You got Jimmy Butler, you got Steph Curry. You need some shooting around Jimmy Butler because Butler and Draymond are not going to shoot, or Kuminga. Neither one of them three can shoot. So my idea fit, to be honest, is I'm thinking of like maybe a Brook Lopez, a center who could stretch
Who
the
could
ball.
stretch the
Yep.
court? Yeah.
Nikola Vucevic from Chicago, who's a free agent. He's got an offensive post game. He can score inside, which the Warriors need size. They're also small. And then you look at some other players, and honestly, if you want to go all out, you could just say the hell with it and put in Kuminga, a bunch of first round picks, and you know what? Giannis is on the table. Giannis has flat out
I was
said that
actually
he
just
wants to
about to
play with
ask you,
Steph.
Kevin. I was just about to ask you, what do you think the Warriors' chances will be to get Giannis?
If it comes down to trade packages, they got a pretty good trade. They got a chance because it ain't a free agency. You know that Giannis is not a free agent, so it's going to have to be what do the Bucks like, and we know Giannis likes Steph. That's probably his favorite player in the league. All them All Star games ago, he played with Steph, and he
Hmm.
loves Steph. So I feel like that would
Yeah.
be a nasty combination with Giannis, Jimmy Butler, and Steph Curry.
And Steph
Talk about
Curry.
two
Oh
Pistons.
gosh.
It might be like the '04 Pistons trying to score on that team with Jimmy
Pretty
Butler,
much.
Draymond, and Giannis out there playing
Pretty
defense.
much.
But no, I give credit to the Timberwolves though. Julius Randle showed the hell up and showed out. Draymond also talked about that. Said, "Hey, he whooped my ass. I mean, you win some, you lose some, and I mean, he busted my ass. He got the best of me this series. He did. Julius Randle looked very good. Anthony Edwards looked very good. And I think also Anthony Edwards has a ton of respect for the Warriors as well as Steph Curry. He ain't trashing them like he does a lot of teams, but because he knows what it is. He said it didn't feel the same. We beat a Warriors team without Steph. Didn't feel the same. I want a Steph to be healthy. I mean, it just takes away from the fun. So, I mean, that's honestly true too.
And that's why I respect Anthony Edwards for that comment because he came out and just he told it like it was. He told it
Nope.
like it was.
I'm just glad the Warriors didn't try to rush Steph because them hamstring injuries, if you don't take care of them, they get worse and worse and worse, and then they reoccur and reoccur and reoccur. And someone like Steph, who runs 2.5 miles a game, basically, I mean, you can't do that on a bum hamstring. Even if you were 80%, you can't do it.
No.
I mean, Aaron Gordon's different. Everybody's like, "Oh, Aaron Gordon played," which we'll get into. Aaron Gordon played. Why couldn't Steph? Well, Aaron Gordon don't run around screens all game long. He stands in the paint and does
Exactly.
what he does. He don't run like Steph. He doesn't carry the ball like Steph. He's not carrying the load like Steph. And also going back to
Yeah.
the point about this Warriors offense stagnant without Steph, Steve Kerr said it best. Stephen Curry he is the sun in the Warriors offensive solar system. Like he's what makes it go around. Like
Yeah.
without him,
I
that's
believe
a
that.
different offense. I mean, the offense is predicated on off ball screens with Steph and different piston actions and pistol action and all this other stuff that they can't run when Steph is not on the floor. It waters down the playbook basically.
I believe it. I strongly believe that.
But yeah, no, talk about an injured riddle team. I mean, I know we'll probably get in this next, but I'm not making excuses because I still think the Thunder should have got it done. They fucked up some games, but Denver was banged up. Denver, you could see it. They
They
watching that game 7 Sunday was they were beat up. Aaron
I
Gordon on
mean,
Craig couldn't really do shit, just standing out there looking like a traffic cone like Chris Paul.
And Jamal Murray was sick in Game 6, so he was
Yep.
not feeling
Jokic
good. And
yeah,
then in Game
Jokic didn't
7,
even
he
look fresh either. He looked
yeah.
hurt. Michael
And
Porter's been dealing with a torn labrum the whole playoffs. You can tell.
And
Okay.
and that, and that's the thing is, and that's the thing. We'll segue right into that because look at this Thunder team. I mean, this Thunder team took care of business at home. And now let's be honest, guys. The Denver Nuggets had a golden opportunity to go up 3-1 in
Yep.
these series in Game 4, but they blew that
well,
opportunity. And then in
they
Game
blew it.
5, they had a golden opportunity up 12 in the second half and they blew that
Yeah,
as well.
and plus, not to mention, Denver had a lead in that game four by I think it was right at 15 points or somewhere or something close to that.
Yep.
And then the Thunder got caught fire and they made a run. And we know in the
Yeah.
game of basketball, it's all about a game of runs. And Jokic looked gassed as this series
He did.
progressed when it comes to, you know, I mean, in game seven, they were swarming him. And he had 5 turnovers alone. But Denver as a team had 22 for 37 points.
Yeah, every time I stopped watching the game about midway through the second. I went somewhere, but watching the highlights, you've seen it steal after steal after steal after steal after steal. Jokic got stripped. Jamal Murray dribbling off his leg. Bad pass, bad pass, bad pass. Steal, 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 dunk. And
Some of
then I'm
those
looking
steals,
at the
Kevin,
Nuggets.
look like you on NBA Live 10. You know,
I'm
just
trying
steal,
to
steal,
figure out.
steal.
Listen, I was watching some of the highlights too, and I'm like, why is Jamal Murray, the point guard, not bringing the ball up court? Why is Aaron Gordon with a bum hamstring, the ball carrier, bringing it up court, getting ripped by Alex Caruso and Jalen Williams, other guards, just flat out ripping the damn power forward, bringing the ball up? That's like Shaquille O'Neal bringing the ball up court, and Chris Paul just, thank you, give me that.
Oh
It was an
Jesus.
ugly game, but I will say this: give OKC some credit. We talk about they're young, yes, but you know how you get experience, get in these situations. Game
Mm-hmm.
seven, that did not rattle this young squad. They came out ready to fight. They were hungry. They wanted it more. That's what hence all the turnovers. They were up in Jokic's grill. They were up in it. They wanted it more. They were hungrier, and that's what it is. But I I don't like that excuse where people say, "Oh, the Thunder's too young. They can't win it all." Sometimes, how do you think the Warriors started off? They were young, and they beat the Cleveland. They beat LeBron in the 15 finals. They were young. You get experience by playing. OKC's got 2 years experience now. You played Luca, who damn near one of the best players in the league, lost to him. Come back this year, played the best player in the league in Nikola Jokic. Took you to 7 games, put some pressure on you, and you still rose to the occasion. So this OKC team, to me, probably should be favored to win it all. To be honest, like I believe as a team, they're the most complete team because yes, you got Shea who's MVP, but look at the defense. I mean, Alex Caruso was one of the best trades, and I said it when it happened when they got him from Chicago. I said that's a steal. That is a steal. He's going to be so valuable to this team. And time after time, he come up with a defensive stop. There was times in the game he was guarding Jokic 1-on-1. Little tiny Alex Caruso holding it down against Nikola Jokic.
And speaking of that Thunder Tenacious defense, Kevin, he hit this on the head right here. Every time Jokic got trapped in the paint, there was Thunder players swarming him and ripping the ball out of his
Yep.
hands. And Caruso was a part of that attack because every time Jokic got the basketball, he had nowhere to go with it. And 9 times out of 10, he was trying to find a player to get the ball out of his hands because he was being double teamed, triple teamed, swarmed by Oklahoma City players. And he was accountable of 5 turnovers on his own, and most of the time it led to points or free throws,
I,
and it's crazy.
oh yeah, and another thing was as a team, though, they got so many players who I've seen knock down shots. I mean, you look at obviously Shea, who had a quiet 35. I mean, that was the quietest 35 I've ever seen. Then J Dub, Jalen Williams exploded in that game. Then you got
Mm-hmm.
guys like Aaron Wiggins, role players, Lou Dort coming off the bench, just knocking down shots. Chet Holmgren, like he looking good. Isaiah Hartenstein. I mean, when they got him from the Knicks, I said that was going to be huge. OKC's going to have some size. They got that big center, and Hartenstein has been a very good offensive rebounding center. And I'm jealous they got him. He's very good. And the Thunder, though, man, they just you don't have a coach first off because you fired yours. Then he got Jamal. I don't know what the hell he is. Half the times he turns around with 40 pieces, and then the next game he looks like he's got the flu. And then
And you know what? That's another thing too. And I said it to my dad on the way back from Tampa. Just saying, well, they had a head coach, wink, wink, Michael Malone. This bullshit never would have happened because looking at how Malone coached that team versus the interim coach, not
yep,
even close. Michael Malone believed in his guys, and the front office panicked fired Malone for no reason, and look what Denver was dealt. Surprisingly, they made it out of the series against the Clippers in 7 games, and then they took the 68 win Thunder team to the brink of elimination in a 7 game series that was hard fought into the end. And just think about Denver. Denver has a lot of holes compared to that team that was a championship team in 2023, losing Kadavius Caldwell Pope in the offseason, losing Bruce Brown. You know, two key weapons on
That hurt them.
offense
Yeah,
and defense
that
because
definitely hurt them.
that really hurt them in the long run. I
But I
mean,
gotta say something interesting though, real quick that I noticed. I know we probably seen it that since 2019, the NBA is gonna have a different champion for
seven
7 straight
consecutive
years.
year.
You know what's sad though? You know what's crazy though? After other than the Golden State Warriors and probably the Boston Celtics this year, every one of those teams has fired their head coach since.
And not
Luke
just
Walton
that,
is not in Toronto. Mike Budenholzer not in Milwaukee.
yep,
Michael Malone not in Denver.
yep.
Jesus Christ! The only
And
two
you
coaches
know,
remain are Steve Kerr and Joe Mazzulla, most likely. You know, Boston ain't gonna get rid of him.
what's also very telling, guys, and I heard a stat about this, and this really floored me. The teams that are in the Final Four have knocked off the last 4 champions in
That
a playoff series.
that is true.
That
Yep,
is true. Wow.
It is a
yep,
crazy statistic because the Pacers beat the Bucks, the
yep,
Thunder beat the Nuggets, the Knicks
yep.
beat the Celtics in 6, the Warriors lost to the Timberwolves in
Yep,
5.
that's
I
crazy.
mean, it is remarkable because now we have new, fresh blood in these conference finals because this is no longer the days of
Dynasty.
the dynasties, the Lakers, the
The Warriors.
Spurs, the Warriors, the
Warriors were the
Celtics.
last dynasty.
Yep.
And that new CBA with the cap hit basically makes it impossible. Like we talked about, I think last week or the week before, Boston's about to split up. There ain't no, I
Yep.
mean, that's another player I want for Golden State. By the way, if they happen to go away from Derek White, if they happen to go away from Derek White, I want Derek White on this Warriors team.
Another guy I would consider going after, Drew Holiday.
Yep.
Because Drew Holiday can
Yeah,
play
because Drew
lights
Holiday
out
would be a
defense.
great compliment to Draymond in the defense.
Mm-hmm. And
Yep.
while we're at it, another great segue. The New York Knicks lost on the road in Game 5. Boston let out every last bit of energy at TD Bank North Garden in Game 5. And then in Game 6,
I about to say
Madison Square Garden
still doesn't change the fact that Boston choked the series.
does not change the fact, absolutely. Because Boston had 4 separate chances to put the
Yep.
throat.
And
The foot
just
on
like
the
the
throat.
Warriors, you can't use the injury as an excuse because
Nope.
I
No,
mean
you
you have
can't.
Jalen Brown, he's making $300 million. You better play like it. That's why I say Jalen
Exactly.
Brown is not a number one. He's a number two. He's a Robin. He's a Jimmy Butler. He's a guy who can complement a star, but he's not a number one. And that's why I thought paying him $300 million is ludicrous, basically.
And talking about this Knicks win at Madison Square Garden. Now, this is where I draw the line in the sand, guys. I understand that Knicks fans are so ecstatic. Oh my God! After 25 years, we're going to the conference finals, baby! Relax. Relax. Relax, guys. I get it. You dethroned the defending champions, the Celtics. You're kryptonite for the past 10, 15 years. No matter who's been on that team, whether it's Carmelo, Amari Stoudemire, you name it. The Knicks have always been, a problem to the Celtics, and the Celtics have always taken care of them, but not this time around. Jalen Brunson is for real. That brother is one bad mamma jamma. I
Yep.
mean, the way
Another
he's.
Nico Harrison fuck up, just letting him walk out of Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but keep in mind also with this Eastern Conference Final Series, yes, this is the first time in 25 years that the New York Knicks have made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. But if you throw back your history just a little bit, who was the team that the Knicks faced in the
The
2000
Pacers.
Eastern Conference
Pacers.
Finals.
The
That's
Pacers.
right. The
That's what I
Reggie Miller-led
Reggie
Indiana
Miller.
Pacers.
Yep.
And now, you know what's also cool, and we'll get to the Knicks here in a second. What's also cool, a nice little play with history. And shout outs to the WWE for feeding into this shit. Because you got
Yes.
Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Halliburton in the exact font of Mania 17, aka my favorite WrestleMania of all time. The same font, the same graphics, and I remember those graphics back when I had my eyesight. It is glorious. Like just picturing that photograph. But Brunson and
Yes.
Brunson and Halliburton with Madison Square Garden behind them with the font. It is amazing how they are feeding
Yep.
into this. And to put it into terms, guys, history could be repeating itself because before we get to the Knicks and what they accomplished, let's talk about the Indiana Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton, that boy is not overrated. That
No,
boy is
hell no.
hungry as hell. He is a lion. He is
He
ready to strike, and
he
he
has it. He
strikes.
has his off games like every other star where he can't shoot a three out his ass, but he still makes play. I mean, he still makes clutch
Yeah.
shots in the playoffs. He's a
This
good player.
Indiana team, I am scared of them. And as a Celtics fan,
Yeah.
I'm glad we don't have to face them again because even if the Celtics were facing the Pacers, I would have still taken the Pacers because
For real.
Indiana is a dangerous team.
The Pacers, they made the Cleveland Cavaliers look absolutely sick in this series.
And
Let's
not just
also let
They
hey,
made them look like Cleveland didn't even belong in that series.
but anybody that watched it would have seen Indiana has a chance because let's not forget they had Boston reeling last year in a 7-game
That's
series.
true.
They were
That's
like
true.
3 or 4 bad mistake plays away from beating Boston. Like, I mean, a bad play here, a bad play in overtime there, and then the Celtics win in 6. But they were 4 or 5 plays and blown leads away from taking it 7 games or even beating Boston. Now you fast forward this year where they got more experience. They've learned to not make those same mistakes, and what do you know? They swallow Cleveland, and now they're on to New York. But I gotta say, I'm this might be the first NBA. Well, it is one of them young stars for all 4 of them teams. They're finally going to get their first championship. Will it be Tyrese Halliburton? Will it be Jalen Brunson? Will it be Anthony Edwards? Or will it be Shea Gilgeous-Alexander? One of them stars is
That's
going
a
to get their
good
first
point.
it
championship.
is an excellent point, Kevin.
I mean,
That is an
Excellent
first
point.
excellent
MVP, first
point.
Finals MVP, first championship, or I mean that one of them 4 stars is gonna have it. That's crazy.
And that is the
That
thing,
is
is that we
crazy.
used to not have this league used to be bad with parity. This league was so bad when it comes to predictability because 9 times out of 10, it was either the Lakers, the Spurs, the Celtics, the Warriors, you name it. It was either one of those teams or the Cavaliers or the Miami Heat making it to the NBA Finals. Either Steph Curry, Tim Duncan, LeBron James, you
Yep.
know, any of those players, Dwayne Wade, were Kobe Bryant, Shaq, were making the NBA finals on a consistent basis in the last, 15, 20 some odd years. And now, in the last 7 years, minus the Golden State victory in 22, in the last 6 out of 7 years, we have fresh blood in these NBA finals that are winning championships.
Yeah,
And it
and
is a,
even that
Yep.
Warriors team, Steven, they had to get it out of the mud. Like it was
yeah.
to rebuild their dynasty. They were like, shit, we had to start over because of the CBA. But luckily,
Mm-hmm.
with them having a great coach, a top 5 player in the NBA all time on their team, I mean, obviously they got a chance. But also, I mean, going back like in the 2010s, you cannot sit there and tell me, I don't care how much of a LeBron fan people are or whatever, you can't sit there and say watching this clown in the final 6 or 7 straight seasons got absolutely boring as an NBA fan. Like, we don't care. We want somebody else. I mean, I know Golden State spent the last 4 times out of 4 times in the finals, 5 times in the finals, but damn, LeBron made it every year since like 2012. We got sick of it. Like, Jesus,
Yeah.
it's finally balanced out. And if you look at this Final Four right now, I mean, OKC, yes, I think they got the most complete team, but their youth is what puts them on the same level as everybody else. So I believe every team has a 50-50 chance of winning these series because I believe they're evenly matched. Yes, OKC is probably the best team of the four, but they're so young. Anthony Edwards can expose that. So they're even. It's an even playing field. All four teams are even. Like, I don't expect any game to be a 5-game series. I believe every game both series are going 6-7 easily.
Easily.
And to call it right here in the chat, my friend Don here in the chat said this is a great point. He said that basically this is a great thing for the NBA because this is going to give a new superstar their time to shine. Because we have seen Tatum and Brown, Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo,
Yep.
and now we are about to see Julius Alexander,
The
Edwards,
MVP this year.
yep, SGA the MVP, Edwards,
The face of the league, because
yep,
Anthony Edwards, I believe, is the
Brunson,
face of
a
the league.
bad boy himself, Brunson, or
Who's also got a
Halliburton
case.
winning a championship. And this is a
Yep.
great thing for the NBA because to have parity, to have unpredictability, that means any team that is taking the floor has a chance to
Yep.
win a championship. No longer are, even these play-in teams like Miami, a play-in team, made it to the NBA Finals in 23 against the Nuggets.
Yep. Nobody's safe.
Yep.
All 10 seeds
Nobody is
have a
safe.
chance. All 10 seeds.
Everybody has a chance.
Hell, you seen the West this year. Hell, Golden State and Minnesota was the 6th and 7th seed, respectively, in the second round. Years past, the 6th and 7th seed, we got swept in the first round. This year,
Yep.
not so fast, my friend.
And Don, I get what your point is. If LeBron would have won more in the finals, it wouldn't have been as bad. But yet, at the same time, people still would have gotten sick and tired of seeing LeBron go to the finals and win the finals because he's always winning. If that would have been the case,
But
I
to
mean,
be honest, LeBron going to the finals, all them losses hurt his legacy.
it did.
All them people, you know, all they got to say when they argue Jordan and LeBron. Jordan's 6-0. LeBron is 4.
Exactly. Yep.
LeBron has the losing record in the finals.
This is an interesting
Yeah.
point. By
Yeah,
this is an
LeBron's
interesting
lost
point.
more times in the finals than Jordan has won.
Yeah, I seen a
Here-
list today actually real quick that had like every superstar's finals record. I mean, Kobe was obviously 5-2. You had Steph 4-2. Magic was like 5-1. And then you had Pierre LeBron all the way at the bottom, even below Shaq, below everybody else at 4-6. That's pathetic.
Here's an interesting point by Don here in the chat, guys. He says the average NBA fan does not know who SGA is.
That is sad. You know who else didn't know who
Yeah,
SGA
that's
was?
kinda sad.
The dumbass Clippers, because they got all hyped up around Paul George and gave away their young superstar. The Clippers would have already been a damn threat if they
Yes.
would have kept the team they had without Paul George. Kept
Yes.
SGA quiet. Idiots.
Yep, and now look where SGA is. He's in the conference finals.
Yep, that's why Steve Ballmer will never have that damn organization better than the Lakers. And I hate the Lakers, but damn, the Clippers find every way to stay below them.
But to get back to where we were with the Knicks, and I understand the Knicks fans are so happy that their team is going to the conference finals for the first time since 2000. Knicks fans going crazy at the Garden. Knicks fans going crazy outside the Garden, in the streets celebrating. I get it. I get it. I get it. But you have 2 rounds to win it all. You got to get past the Indiana Pacers, who are hungry again for blood.
They beat
Because
that Knicks team last year
in
6,
7
7
games. And
Yep.
where was game 7, Kevin?
In the Garden.
Bingo. Bingo.
But here's what I will say about Knicks fans. They aren't Dallas Cowboy delusional fans, so I'll give them their credit.
Yeah,
That's
they're not.
yeah.
Spike Lee and company have been a loyal Knicks lover, and I will give them credit. But if you want to ever see if you want to see how the Cowboys would act if they ever reach a conference championship game, watch the Knicks fans. How much they would hang a banner for making a championship game. But that's how Cowboys fans would act. But the Knicks fans, I'll give them a pass because they've been loyal. They haven't been delusional. They know when their team stinks, and I will give them all the credit in the world. Kudos to you. You earned it, but job's not finished. In the words of Kobe Bryant, job's not finished. You
That's
still
right.
got to win 2 more series. You're only halfway there. Job's not finished.
and think about where we are with this Knicks and Pacers series and where we stand with this. Halliburton and Brunson are the two stars of their respective teams. They have both been on WWE programming, and also Tyrese was on Raw last night.
Tyrese is in 2K25
Yup, which is really
Yep.
cool.
on a deal.
And I thought that was so cool because he was getting interviewed by McAfee and Cole last night, a pre-tape interview for Raw to air on Raw. That was cool. But it was also cool last year that they tied this in with Brunson Halliburton at the Garden last year on SmackDown. Like, that is
Yeah.
just, it is wild.
Yeah,
Wild.
I think I also seen a funny thing today talking about it was a meme and it had Caitlin Clark for Indiana, then it had Tyrese Halliburton, and it had Anthony Richardson, and it said, "Man, Indy sports are in good hands." And then it had a comment that said, "Coincidentally, Anthony Richardson's the worst passer on this damn list." I thought, damn. It said,
Oh.
Halliburton and Caitlin Clark are both way better passers than Richardson. I was like, damn. No, to be honest, I'm interested in this series for two reasons. Crunch time. Jalen Brunson, the clutch player of the year. I mean, he's been the best player in crunch time in the NBA this season. And we've seen what Halliburton's done in crunch time in these playoffs
Mm-hmm.
against Cleveland or Milwaukee.
That game 2-3.
So I'm interested to see their battle in the last 4 minutes of a tight game in the fourth quarter. Let's see what Halliburton and Brunson do. They going it's gonna be some good basketball.
It's gonna be some good basketball.
These conference
Great.
finals are so refreshing to have new, fresh blood with 8 more wins at an NBA championship. Like, it is just, this is what the NBA needs. And what's also great as the old school NBA fan, the NBA on NBC returns this fall.
Yep.
Yep.
Amazing, amazing timing. And I'm so excited for these conference finals. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals is tonight in Oklahoma City, with the pretty much
That's
MVP SGA leading his Thunder in the battle against Ant-Man
Hey,
and the
that's going to be a
Timberwolves.
matchup. I think that's a very even matchup, dude. They both teams have very good size. I mean, Gobert and Randall match up with Chet and Hartenstein. That's going to be a good matchup. That's going to be a good chess match. And then SGA with his scoring ability against Ant Man with his shooting ability. And let's give credit to Ant Man. His shot is come. He is shooting the piss out the ball, and that's because he worked in the offseason with Steph Curry on his jump shot. I mean, the kid, he's shooting the damn ball this year. Five,
Mm-hmm.
six threes a game. I mean, he looks real good. So that's a pretty even matchup. I can't wait to see that one.
And game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals at Madison Square Garden is tomorrow between the Knicks and the Pacers, kicking things off. And when you think about these, these conference finals, each one of these star players have a golden opportunity to put that ring beside their name and etch their legendary status into basketball immortality. And the future is bright for the NBA because now that the parity is, higher than ever than it's been, everybody now has a shot to be great.
Hey,
And
that
and
garden's
all,
gonna be rocking.
oh, it's gonna be like you're at the Kiss concert, back at the reunion tour in
Yep.
1996. I mean, that Garden crowd is gonna be electrifying.
Hey, but I tell you a hot take though, and this is me personally, and I don't know because I haven't experienced firsthand. I believe OKC's home crowd is even louder than the Garden.
You know what?
When I
I
heard
I
that
could see
Sunday,
that.
oh my God, they were rocking. When they went on that run to start blowing Denver out, they were rocking. The damn screen was damn shaking. And I believe the Garden rocks, but I think OKC is a different breed. I think just like that arena there, that's a tough environment to play.
Yes, it is. It almost harkens back to the days when KD, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden were on that team together. Back when they were a young squad, and now
Oh
this
yeah, that's true.
and now this young Thunder team has experience under their belt, and it'll be something to see if this Thunder team can go to the NBA Finals for the first time since 2012. And we all thought years ago when me and Kev were just done graduated high school, and Joey, you've been out of high school for a year or two after that. You know, we all thought that Thunder team with KD, Westbrook, and Harden, they were here to stay. They were going to be there for a while. They were going to win multiple championships. But that didn't happen because they got blown up in the offseason.
And just think, I think KD got to be sick, especially if the Thunder win a championship this year. KD gonna be sick. You
Yep.
you look. Steph gets a ring. Steph gets a ring after you, and now you don't get a ring. You have all these big threes. You don't get a ring, and now the team that you dipped for Steph is about to get one too, and you still get a ring. I mean, I think KD is sick.
And you know, Russell Westbrook's sick too because here's Mr. Triple Double Man back in
Yes.
2016, 2017.
Yes.
He ain't going to get a ring either because his Denver Nuggets team crumbled at the seam.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, it's very telling, guys. I mean, it is a very exciting time to be a fan of basketball. And just, I'm so glad that the NBA is now experiencing what Major League Baseball has experienced over the years. I'm so glad that they're experiencing what the, Stanley Cup playoffs in the NHL have experienced over the last several, years, and then especially the NFL. Because you don't know who in the hell is going to come out on top now these days because there ain't no guaranteed that a dynasty is going to be in the making. And this is why you have to win now.
I semi disagree. I mean, I agree now. Like last year, you can make the case, but before it was Kansas City, Kansas City, Kansas City. Get off the black magic and quit with the referees. But up until last year, I think last year when the Eagles won it kind of like gave a lot of people hope for the NFL. Like, oh, maybe it won't be Kansas City. But we'll see.
We
We'll
shall
see.
see. We shall see. And another great segue, guys. The NFL regular season schedule came out last week, but this week we are focusing on our favorite teams' schedule for the regular season for 2025. And next week on next week's show, we will be giving our honest top 5 games of all the games taking place throughout the regular season next week. And this week we are focusing on our favorite teams.
Hey, speaking of that though, the NFL, there was a couple players that got big paydays this week too.
Yes, there were.
Oh,
Before we get to
yes,
that,
indeed.
and as a
Yes,
matter of
indeed.
fact,
Let's actually start with a fellow San Francisco 49er, Mr. Fred Warner.
Yep. Well, I'm about to say which one. They all got paid this week.
and then not just Fred Warner, but
that money.
Brock Purdy got
Yeah,
paid
Brock
too.
Purdy too. Yes.
Yep. And George Kittle got paid, and that's when the dominoes fell. When George Kittle took his 2 or 3 weeks ago, everybody else started falling. And I mean, Fred Warner deserves it. He's been the best linebacker in the game since Luke Kuechly. I mean, it's been clear
Yes.
since Luke Kuechly's left in 2018. That's Fred Warner's took over. He took the reins and ran with it. I mean, he's not just
And he's
the best
definitely been
linebacker
the
in
best.
football, but he's the leader of this. Not even just the defense. He's the leader of this team. This is a guy who played 6 or 14 games last year on a broken fucking ankle. He sounds like Kurt Angle. I played the game with a broken freaking ankle. Like that. I mean,
Yes.
he literally was playing. He was up until he broke his ankle. He was a defensive player of the year candidate. Had the most forced fumbles, the most tackle for losses. I mean, the most pass breakups as a linebacker. And then he broke his ankle, and it affected his play. But you know what? That's the guy I want on my team. The guy who
He
says,
still went out there and played his ass off despite
Exactly.
the hurt ankle.
Yep.
And I think all of them signings are a representation for the 49ers of what kind of culture they want to reset. They don't want no crybaby like Debo holding out. That kind of was like the spoiled apple. Like, oh, you're going to hold out and be a crybaby? No, we don't want you. George Kittle is a guy who he's such a fun guy to be around in the locker room, but he's also tough. Like he's a tenacious football player who gets after it. And that's what the 49ers want. Offensive side, and then Fred Warner for the defensive side. Like he's a culture setter. Like he's gonna be a guy that's gonna go out there. He's just a dog. Like he's got a dog in him. He's gonna broken ankle. I don't care. I'm dressing up. I'm playing. Oh, we might not make the playoffs. I don't give a shit. I'm still gonna play. I'm gonna bust my ass after the season. And that is how you reward. And as far as Brock Purdy goes, he's earned that money. I don't care. The quarterback market, first of all, let me just say this, is fucked up top to bottom. I mean, you got Trevor Lawrence out there. I ain't won a fucking playoff game making $56 million a year. What? You got Dak Prescott hasn't even has more playoff wins as Blake Bortles getting the most money in NFL history. The only quarterback in the top 10 that's won a Super Bowl out of money wise is Jalen Hurts, and he's number 10. He's getting $52 million a year. I mean, every other quarterback above
Crazy.
him has not won a Super Bowl, including Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson,
Dak Prescott.
Dak
Yep.
Prescott, uh, Jordan Love. And when I look at it, I think Brock Purdy's contract is fair. You could argue, oh, he's in the Jalen Hurts tier of quarterbacks. He's in that second tier, right out, like between 8 and 12 as the top quarterback in the league. He's right there with Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff. I believe they're the same tier quarterback. They're basically the same quarterback. So I believe, as far as when you look at the market, yes, he got a good deal, as well as the 49ers got a good deal, because you get him at $53 million a year. Jared Goff's getting 53 a year. Jalen Hurts getting 52 a year. So that's a good deal. That's right where he should be. But the market's so fucked up, people's going to look at us like, oh, he's making more than Lamar, which you're right. Lamar's got 2 MVPs, but the market is just fucked up all around. But let's also say this about Brock Purdy real quick. He saved Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch's job. When you spend that many draft picks on Trey Lance and he fails, oh, your job's done. But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
they hit on the last pick of the NFL draft, Mr. Irrelevant, the best underdog story in football, and he takes you to 2 conference championships and a Super Bowl in a Super Bowl game, and you can't blame it on him, because guess what? He walked off the field in overtime in the Super Bowl with a 3-point lead.
Yep.
Him. I mean,
He did.
and then even everybody talk about, well, he looked different last year without all his weapons. Let me just remind you, the 49ers finished 7th in total offense. That ain't different. That ain't bad. Their defense was 27th. It was a
Especially
defense
especially with Christian McCaffrey battling the injury bug most of last season.
not
just that, but considering the injuries they sustained, they still had a fighter's chance at
Yeah.
making it into the playoffs.
One time, and
I
then
mean, Brandon Ayuk getting injured,
torn ACL.
Debo not being the same since
Trent Williams missed
2021.
12 weeks at the end of the season. Christian McCaffrey basically missed every week. I mean, Debo looked like he wasn't the same player. I mean, Kittle was the only player that stayed stagnant for that offense. They still finished 7th in total offense. Run sucked, but Brock Purdy in the passing game finished 5th in the NFL in passing.
Yeah, I will say, though, despite the 49ers offense being dealt with all those injuries, you got to admit, Jawan Jennings, he fucking stepped up his game last year.
He did.
That's what gave the 49ers incentive to move off of Debo in that big contract, because they're looking at it like, hey, we got Jawan's making big plays. Brock's got a connection with him. Oh, we drafted Pearsall. He's made plays at the end of the year. Like, he looked
Pearsall. Yep, that's true, too.
We got Ayuk coming back, so let's get rid of the big contracts here. But I also want to look at this real quick for Brock before you get into the games. Everybody's like, seemed to think this mindset, oh, the 49ers can't get all that talent now because they paid Brock. I was looking up the percentage of a team's salary cap, right? Mm-hmm. And considering the factors like the salary cap goes up each year, as well as guaranteed money, cap hits, and stuff like that, Brock Purdy is 17th for quarterbacks for cap hits. He only is going to account for 16.9% of the 49ers salary.
Wow.
On average. You know who's got the most? Dak Prescott. He accounts for 39% of the Cowboys.
Holy smokes.
That's all you got to know. Because of the guaranteed money, the way John Lynch moved the money around, Brock Purdy's only accounting for like 17% of the salary on each annual year, which means you still got room to sign talent. Why do you think Jalen Hurts and the Eagles are like that? Jalen Hurts only accounts for 17.8% of the salary. The way they move the money around, it makes it possible for them to sign talent. And that's what the 49ers did with this one.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely. And kudos to Purdy, for putting up incredible numbers since he's came into the NFL. This guy deserves it. He has put up some great numbers, since he's been playing.
Pro Bowl quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And he can only do but so much. He can't play defense. He did what he had to do to get his team that lead in the Super Bowl.
But I believe the 49ers had the best offseason we have had in the last 5 years. I mean, you sign players before training camp so they don't hold out. You get it done early. You get rid of that sorry ass defensive coordinator, and you bring back Robert Saleh. That was the guy. Robert Saleh was the guy who was your bread and butter on defense in 2019. Like, he had this defense number one in every statistical category in the NFL. You bring that back. You draft all defensive linemen who could stop the run, which gassed us last year. We were 31st in NFL in run defense because our D line absolutely was atrocious. You fix that. You get Robert Saleh back, and you're about to get Jake Moody the fuck up out of there by signing another kicker.
Yeah, because Jake Moody, his leg is cursed.
Man, ever
Man,
since Debo put his hands on him, it was a
Yeah,
wrap.
well, Kevin, according to you, his kicking leg may be cursed, but not his passing arm.
That's a testament how bad you were on defense. You let Jake Moody throw for a touchdown against you.
And what
Yeah, Steven, I put Jake
and
Moody at corner to play Joey.
what's worse, I let Fred Warner catch a touchdown pass from Jake Moody.
Oh yeah,
man,
I put Fred Warner at tight end.
That sounds like a you problem.
He offended Jaden Daniels. He threw like 8 picks with Jaden Daniels. I was catching picks all over the field. I looked at Jaden Daniels' stats one time and said he's thrown what do you say 20 completions for 230 yards and 8 interceptions and 3 touchdowns. I said, damn.
What the hell were you doing? Just throwing long darts. His hook picked off. Picked off.
Damn, if I could only play back in the day, and I'd put Vince Wilfork back at safety.
Oh my God, no! Or put Peyton Manning at cornerback.
That was a good old days. Madden will never be the same on new gen like it was on the old gen.
Oh man! Oh my God, that was great. Eli Manning playing quarterback, and Peyton Manning picked him up.
Put Peyton Manning speed to 99.
Not to mention, how about putting Tom Brady in at linebacker?
No.
Remember when I put Peyton Manning's speed at 99 at cornerback when he caught a pick. He ran it back to the house, and all I can hear is Gus Edwards talking about Peyton Manning. He's got get away from the cop speed. Touchdown. I said,
Gus Johnson. Yeah, Gus Johnson.
Gus Johnson said, he's got get away from the cop speed. I said, I don't know if Peyton really does in real life, but he's getting away.
Dude, if Tom Brady was ever a linebacker, that definitely would be Spygate.
Oh, damn! It'd be like baseball and football. It'd be like the Astros stealing offensive signals.
Or stealing cadences with stealing quarterbacks' cadences. Like, okay, he's gonna say 50's Mike here. Okay, get him.
Yeah, I'd love to play the old Madden with Tom Brady, put him at linebacker and Gronkowski at DN or Gronkowski at corner.
Of course, then again, given his history with Michigan, maybe Tom Brady could get that Michigan recruiter to do some spying also.
Yep.
Wow.
Him and Jim Harbaugh should be on the same team.
Right?
Yeah, because Brady could deflate balls and Harbaugh can steal signals.
Yep.
He loves to play balls.
Jeez, we'll be here all day with that. But yeah, getting to our top 5 games for our respective teams. Joey, I believe you do have Ezra's games.
I do, and for those of you who may not know, Ezra is a Chicago Bears fan. So let's see his top 5 Bears games that he's looking forward to, and I'm going to go from 5 to 1. Number 5, he has week 6, Bears going to Washington to take on my Commanders. Number 4, he has week 13, Chicago going to Philly to take on the Eagles in week 13. Number 3, he has week 17 with the Bears going out to the Bay to take on Kevin's 49ers.
Okay.
Number 2, he has the Bears going to Detroit in week 2. And number 1, he has the Bears and the Packers from Soldier Field in week 16.
Interesting.
Who wants to go next?
Steven, your Panthers can go next.
Full disclosure,
Hey,
sir.
hey, I was telling him, I, right before you came on the show, Kevin, I was telling Steven, I was like, Steven, I'm surprised you even have a list because the Panthers don't play any top 5 games this year.
Hey, I got to be honest to you guys. I don't really have. I mean, I got a top 5, but our schedule's ass.
It actually is.
I don't want to play the Browns. I'm not excited for that. I'm not excited to play the Titans. I'm not excited to play what? I mean, I had to scratch and claw to make my top 5 list, to be honest, because I'm not
Yeah, because I'm
excited
sitting there
for the
going, I'm
Browns.
looking at the schedule and going, what the hell is this? Like, am I reading the right schedule? I'm like, come on, man. Like, this schedule sucks.
Somebody asked me, they was like, damn, I don't know how the 49ers are still favored to win 13 games after they lost all the team. I said, bro, have you seen our schedule? We play the Giants. We play the Titans. We play the Patriots. Jesus Christ. We can play our backups and win them
You
games.
played the damn Jaguars, and they suck ass.
What I'm saying.
You played the Saints. And speaking of the Saints, Derek Carr announced his retirement. And then you played the piss poor, pathetic Panthers. Come on, man. That's easy wins. Easy.
Well, I mean, y'all do play Tampa and y'all do play CJ Stroud and the Texans this year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those could be some exciting games. And y'all play Chicago.
Yeah. Also, quoted that Tampa game is the weekend of my birthday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, but man, let me tell you, my commander schedule. Oh, boy.
Brutal.
Oh, boy. Oh, man. Yeah, it was hard to come up with 5 games for my commanders. So I had to throw in some honorable mentions. My first honorable mention, I have week 13 when we're on Sunday Night Football against Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos because this will be our first time facing Bo Nix. Let's see. And then my other honorable mention is week 2 when we go to Green Bay on Thursday Night Football. All right, and then my actual top 5 games. Number 5, I have week 16 in which we host Philadelphia in the first matchup since we faced them in the NFC Championship. Number 4, I have the Christmas Day game in which we're going to be playing the Dallas Cowboys in Washington live on Netflix. Number 3, I have the week 6 matchup against the Chicago Bears. Since the first time, obviously the first time since that Hail Mary back in week 8 last year. Number 2, I was torn between 2 games to see which one I should put at 2 and which one I should put at 1, but I eventually came up with this one. Number 2, week 10, in which we host the Detroit Lions in a rematch of the divisional round of the playoffs last year. And then my number 1 matchup of the year, the matchup that I am so looking forward to more than anything, week 8, Monday Night Football, where we go 1-on-1 with the mighty Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead.
Man, that's going to be a great game.
That's going to be a great game. Jaden Daniels against Patrick Mahomes. The quarterback of the future versus the quarterback of the present. But yeah, that's my top 5 list. Whew.
Yeah. Kev, do you want to do yours next? Oh, I guess we'll come back to him.
Yeah, I guess we'll come back to him in just a minute.
Well, I guess I'll do mine next, and mine, like Kevin, is the Niners schedule, and yet this schedule sucks ass. It really does. But there are some good games. Um, so it's kind of hard to say which one I'm excited about the most. So this is really in no particular order, because of how weak the schedule is. But if I had to pick, I would say one game that jumps off the grid is Week 8 against Houston. Week 6 against the Buccaneers. Just because it is a divisional game. Week 10 against the Rams at home. Let's see. Nope, it ain't the Panthers. Nope.
Ha!
Uh, let's see.
Come on. You know that's your favorite team, Steven.
Nope. Another game I love is the game against Chicago. That
Yep.
might be the game I'm probably the most excited for.
Oh, yeah.
And what the hell? Seattle.
Okay. I can see those. But I got to go back to my commander schedule real quick because, like I said, we have a very brutal schedule this year. So if we can come out of our schedule with, I would say, 10, 11 wins, that's going to be a high profiled absolute success for Washington, given our
Oh,
brutal
wait a
schedule.
minute. Scratch that. Not Seattle. I'm picking the Raiders as the last game because they're facing Geno Smith, the former quarterback.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They're facing Geno.
Yep.
Because there's no telling what Sam Darnold's going to do in his first season in Seattle. Seeing as how he ain't going to have nobody to throw to.
Yeah.
Oh, well, actually, Stevie, you might want to change that pick again because the 49ers are playing the Raiders in the preseason.
You know what? Then it's gonna have to be Seattle.
Yeah, the 49ers are playing the Raiders in the preseason.
I probably would say the probably would say the home game.
Okay.
Or you know what? No, give me week 1 at Seattle.
Yeah, there you go.
Because that's the first game of the year. Brock Purdy, first major game with that contract. But yeah, that next week will be a lot of fun because we'll actually get to dissect the big games of the schedule.
Oh, yeah, the real big games. And I can go ahead and tell you, I think I can name, I think I can already name one game that's going to be on all of our lists next week. At least in some form of capacity. Buffalo and Baltimore, week 1.
Mm-hmm.
You know that one's going to be on everybody's list at some point.
Another game that probably is going to be
some
on
form
one
of
of our.
capacity.
There's probably going to be another game on most of our lists, and that's that Baltimore and Cincinnati game on Thanksgiving.
Oh, yes.
There
That
is
is very
definitely
true.
some good ones. But yeah, this is definitely a lot of fun. And speaking of a lot of fun, the conference finals, like I said, at the bottom of the hour will begin with the Thunder and the Timberwolves in Oklahoma City. That is going to be an electrifying crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Getting to see their
No,
Thunder in the conference finals for the first time since 2016.
nothing like the crowd that's going to be at MSG whenever the Knicks take the court against the Pacers.
Mm-hmm. And think about this too.
And keep in mind that the last time, obviously, other than the fact that the New York Knicks played the Pacers the last time they went to the Eastern Conference Finals, but there was a certain family member of a current player on that same New York Knicks team. Jalen Brunson's father was on the 2000 Knicks team. Rick Brunson.
Yep. And also to mention that Halliburton could etch his name into Pacer glory. He could be the biggest heel next to Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
Because if he goes into the Garden and has the games that we think that he can have as an individual player, his Pacers team is going to be hard to stop because Rick Carlisle, unlike Tom Thibodeau, actually has experience winning in the NBA as a head coach.
All right, guys, I'm back like Dak Prescott.
Okay,
Oh,
here
boy.
we go. Okay, Kev, what was your top 5 games of that Niners schedule?
Dear God. Honorable mention, obviously, open day, just because football is back and we're at the Sea Chickens. We got to get them back from last year. That's honorable mention. Number 5, I'm gonna go with the Bucks. I mean, playing Baker in Tampa Bay. I mean, last year was a great game. Came down to the wire. I mean, Baker played some good football. That's a playoff team. I mean, it's gonna be a fun game. I like to see that. That's gonna be my 5th one. Number 4, oh man, I'm gonna go with the Panthers on Monday Night Football because I love whooping their ass and watching Panther fans cry and see their miserable failures on Facebook all day. It's fun watching them cry and them suffer. Young ain't good. I love watching Gary Bettman fall. So that's gonna be my number 4 game.
I can't believe you picked the Panthers just solely because of an ass whooping that's probably going to be guaranteed.
I'd rather play the Panthers than the Saints because I mean either way we might whoop their ass. But hell, I'd rather watch the Panthers because their fans, their idiot fans, get to cry. I don't know many Saints fans. So Panthers number 4. Honestly, man, number 3. It's a shit schedule all the way around. Number 3, I'm going to say Jacksonville just because, I mean, Travis Hunter's favorite team's the 49ers. I want to see, he's probably the generational receiver slash DB in the class. I want to play him. Can't wait to play him. Plus, we like putting Trevor Lawrence on his ass. We're pretty good at that. So I can't wait to play Jacksonville. We got him in Santa Clara this year. That's number 3.
Well, it's gonna be tough for Jacksonville to grind it out, if you know what I mean. Because
number 2, this is actually going to be a good game. Number 2, I'm going to say at Houston.
that's what I was thinking
Very
too.
good game because it's going to be the homecoming, the family reunion. D'Amico gets to play Shanahan. D'Amico gets to play at home in San Francisco. Robert Saleh, who was his mentor, Robert Saleh was D'Amico's mentor, before becoming a D coordinator in San Francisco. So it's all love. Plus, C.J. Stroud versus Brock Purdy, 2 young good quarterbacks. I mean, that's going to be a battle. Plus, similar offensive styles. I mean, you got 2 West Coast offenses going at it. I mean, and love it. And hopefully by that point, both teams are going to be really good. So it's going to be playoff football. Obviously, you got CJ and them and Brock and CMC and company. So I think that's going to be a good one. Also, I forgot to mention too. This will be going back to the Panthers game. This is going to be the first game that McCaffrey gets against Carolina, his old team. That's also an intriguing storyline.
Yeah.
Watch McCaffrey go for 150 rushing and 100 receiving on their bum asses. That would be funny. But obviously, number 1 game is against them damn stupid lamb chops. I'm either game you can take at home or Thursday night football, but I'm going to take the latter because I think much more is going to be on the line at the end of the season. So I'm going to take the Rams on October 2nd, midway through the year. That's going to be my number 1 game. Or no, not in October, November 9th. I'm sorry. It's going to be like week 15-ish. 15 or 16. Yeah, that's going to be the game. I'm looking forward because too much is at stake. I mean, that's basically the two teams I think is competing for the division, the Rams and the 49ers. And you know how it is with them. Every year it's Rams and 49ers. It's Levi South. It's competitive. It's a division game. It so much is at stake, and it's always a fun football game when Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan get together. You never know what they're gonna call on offense. You got McCaffrey out there throwing touchdown passes. You got Sean McVay out there rushing, faking punts. I mean, it's always a fun game when them two play. So that's my number one game on the schedule. Is obviously the divisional Rams game.
Oh yeah,
But that's my top five.
man, that schedule sucks.
Obviously, I also want to see the Bears game too. Obviously, because last year Caleb Williams was more worried about painting his damn fingernails than he was playing. Because I believe we were beating them like 35-3 or something, 35-7. We blew
Yeah,
them out
something like that.
pretty hefty last
Yeah,
year.
but now that you actually have now that you have an actual head coach or a coach that can, coach in Ben Johnson, that should make these games a lot more competitive because Johnson seems to be the kind of guy that can light a fire under his team's ass because he was
Yeah,
so
but
good
I
at it.
also want to say that them bum ass teams that the 49ers play this year better be lucky and happy because the 49ers have 5 primetime game, which is like tied for 4th or 5th in the NFL. I mean, they're on a tier with another couple of teams with 5 primetime games. But Jesus Christ, the Panthers that's their first Monday night football game in 3 years. And that they get to play the 49ers. Holy shit. It's a miracle. They did not
Yeah.
get a Monday night football game last year. And this is their first Monday night football game, and God knows when. So be thankful you get to play the
Hell, it
49ers.
might be their first Monday night game since the Patriots, and that was years
I
ago.
think it was. Oh, they haven't played a Monday night in a while. The NFL says we don't want them damn black kitty cats on this damn TV. Get them off the damn. I say, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
And I'm surprised that the one primetime game that isn't prime time, that should be prime time, is the 49ers and Texans. Why is this not prime time? Why is this a 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon game? Make it make sense. Now
yeah,
why
just like
Well,
make the
I just
49ers
did a
prime time game?
yeah, I just did a quick little Google search, and the Carolina Panthers last had a Monday Night Football game on week 2 of 2023 when they played the New Orleans Saints.
oh
2
dear
years ago.
God.
Yeah, I wonder how how them ratings went. Yep. And this is why, well, at least we can say one thing. The 49ers got some primetime players, so they'll at least make up for that loss. Hell, even if the Panthers suck, you still got George Kittle, Fred Warner. I mean, Christian McCaffrey, and that's a good storyline. Like I said, this is his first time playing Carolina after being traded to the 49ers. So that'll be a good storyline, I guess. A silver lining out of anything. It could be worse. We could have got the Browns and the 49ers on Monday Night Football.
Oh God! Oh no 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 no! Worse yet, we could have had another showdown between the Colts and the Broncos on Thursday Night Football, Amazon Prime.
Oh, my nightmare would have came true.
Hey,
Thank God it didn't.
speaking of the Colts, we actually got the Colts on Monday Night Football too this year.
Yep.
Well, I hope they have Tyrese Halliburton throwing the ball, because if not, they got somebody who can't pass the damn ball. Because of the wonderful likes of Anthony Richardson going 1-on-1 with Daniel Jones for the quarterback job.
Oh my gosh!
Sounds like
Oh,
a QB job for the ages.
well, with all this hype of Carolina surround or having a primetime game for the first time in over 2 years, let's just say something else is or might be brewing in Carolina because reports are going around that 73-year-old and current Carolina head coach Bill Belichick is engaged to his 24-year-old girlfriend.
Oh, dear God.
Wow.
Yep. And apparently, it's his 24-year-old girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, that has said that she and Mr. Belichick are engaged to be married.
Am I the
What?
only one that's looking at this side eye? Like, bro, he literally won his first NFL Super Bowl when she wasn't even born yet. What are we doing?
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like this is just so it's odd. It's
Not
very
done, McMahon. Get it together. Oh,
Ah,
Jesus.
but on a more serious note, and there is something that I want to bring up real quick since all three of us are here, and before Kevin gets off for the night. There is a very interesting vote that will be taking place tomorrow at the NFL spring owners meetings, in which the topic will be voted on if the play known as the tush push should be banned. So, what do you guys think? Is it going to get banned?
Honestly, here's my thoughts on it. I'm the type of person's like, oh well, fucking learn to stop it. Normally, I'm the type of person I'd be like, yeah, oh well, that play works. Get good at trying to defend it, telling defenses that. But here's where I'll push back on it. It should be banned. Not because, oh, it's an OP play that the Eagles cannot be stopped on it. I don't care. The fact of the matter is this. There's other safety plays that are banned from preventing the defense to dominate, like on a field goal block, you're not allowed to line up over the center. Why not? So if that is banned for safety, then I think the tush push should be banned because of the traffic and clutter that goes on. I don't think it's a problem personally. I don't care about the tush push. But if you're going to treat defenses like that and ban certain formations that they run because of safety and whatever, then they should ban the tush push because I'm sick of the offense anyway getting all of the damn calls and you still put too much pressure on these defenses out here. Like Richard Sherman said,
Exactly.
can't even touch somebody without it being a PI no more. While the offensive players out there ducking their head and trying to helmet hit you, but you get penalized for helmet to helmet hit. Quit giving the offense
Exactly.
advantages. I mean, I don't have a problem with the play itself. I have a problem when you ban defensive plays, but then don't ban this play. Ban it all, or don't ban any play. Either, I mean, stick to it. So
I
I
mean,
think
and quite honestly, not to mention last year during the NFC Championship game, Frankie Louvu from the Commanders jumped off sides not once, not twice, but 3 times in a row on the
and
1 yard line.
so sick of this, man. They made up their own rule. I remember them coming over to intercom and saying, we are inclined to give the Philadelphia Eagles an automatic touchdown if this continues to happen." I've never heard of that rule.
I've never heard of that.
I'm like,
Never.
they got sick of Frankie Louvu. And someone said, I know who the first person to sign that petition to get the tush push ban. Frankie Louvu. He got tired of jumping. I'm sick of this shit. I said, I've seen Fred Warner's jump too. I've seen him jumping, leaping. I mean, he jumped on time and still couldn't stop it. There was one he did stop doing. That was, oh dear God, good old Kirk Cousins. He tried to run that shit in Minnesota.
Oh Lord.
I mean,
Oh God! And didn't
Oh Lord. Mister. Oh well, wait a minute. You're talking about Mister. You like that? You like that?
yeah, that was Mister. He threw for 470 yards on us that game. I'm
wait
not
a
allowed to
minute.
talk shit about.
Wasn't there another one where Josh Allen tried to run that same play 3 times in a row and the Chiefs stuffed it every single time?
Nah,
Yeah.
that was the play that he ran the shit and got the first down, and they tried to say on instant replay, "Don't
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
that's right.
down by like a yard," and they called it back and said,
Oh,
"What you
that's
scored?"
right.
You know, at the AFC Championship game. I said,
Yeah.
I
But
said,
that's it. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, Kev, I agree with you. If you can't stop it, then why does it need to be banned? Like until you can figure out a clear way to stop the tush push, it does not need to be banned.
it doesn't for that reason, but I'm gonna say it needs to be banned because the other formations are banned. Like you're not allowed to block a field
Yeah.
goal lined up over the center. You're not allowed to leap over the line to block a field goal. Why not? I mean, I don't see a problem with anything being banned, but if you're gonna ban that and cripple the defense, then you need to ban that shit and cripple the offense too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it personally needs to be banned on FanDuel because if I see the Eagles are on 4th and 1, then I'm gonna get my next play. I'm putting $100 on it that they're running the tush push. I said I'm result of the next play, first down, automatic first down, tush push. I said it's all game until Dak Prescott tries it and he wants somebody to push on his tush. Then the Cowboys have a problem then.
Oh, here's something else that apparently took place today at the same spring NFL owners meetings. Apparently, it has been confirmed that starting at the 2028 Olympics, NFL players will be allowed to play in the Olympics.
Flag football, huh?
Yep.
Another thing that I also find interesting. Now, I'm not sure if this is confirmed or anything, but there has been talks that they are talking about reducing the regular season and playoffs.
For the NFL?
I don't know. I again, take that with a grain of salt. You know,
shoot! It wasn't too long ago that they chopped the preseason by one game and gave you the regular season an extra game.
Yep.
And then there was not too long ago talks about them even cutting the preseason a game shorter than that and adding 2 more weeks and 1 extra bye, so teams would get 2 byes in like 19 weeks. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know. I think that's overpowered. I don't know, but I think the NBA needs to shorten their season. Too many players be skipping and shit, and low managing. They just need to go ahead and cut it.
I despise that crap, dude. And I don't use that word very too often. I cannot stand when players load manage their team or when teams load manage their team because, we're trying to protect our players. Dude, back in the day, nobody did that bullshit.
Nope. Kobe played through a broken finger, all kind of shit in a regular season game that had no meaning to it. But I digress. But no, also we didn't announce it, but Nick Sirianni got a hit extension.
Oh, that's right. Great job, Kevin, bringing that up. Yeah.
I'm laughing at it because he's a good coach. I'll give him that. I'm laughing at it because you dumbass Eagles fans out there was wanting the damn guy fired after week 7 last year. After the Bucks whooped your ass, you wanted them fired. Now all of a sudden you're praising and singing Eagles songs, fight songs, because he got an extension. Make up your damn mind. That is one toxic ass crowd. And Philadelphia fans are some of the most toxic people I know. But yeah, I'm happy for him. He deserves it. He shouldn't have got shitted on like how Eagles fans make them seem. But he also shouldn't trash talk Eagles fans too. They're both toxic.
Yeah. I mean, the relationship that Sirianni has with his fan base, it's so toxic. It's so complicating.
Yep. Also, this just still in. The Giants still don't have a quarterback. They suck.
And neither does really Pittsburgh.
Cleveland's got 5, but they're all ass. Cleveland's going to play a game of which ass quarterback are we going to start this year?
We got Flacco.
We're going to start this old Coot Flacco, or are we going to start the wonderful Kenny the Trippin' Pickett, who can't even stand up right? They showed that play in the game last year, playoffs, when he took over for the Eagles, where he tripped over his own feet. No, it was against the Cowboys. He fell over his own feet, threw the ball straight directly into the ground. I said, yep, that's a Cleveland quarterback. Or is it going to be Shadur? Or is it going to be Dylan Gabriel? I don't know. But either way, they don't have a quarterback.
Nope.
Oh. It shall be interesting to see what happens.
Oh, also, a little bit of news, too, here. Last week, that Bills' former wide receiver, Gabe Davis, met with the 49ers. And had
and he's also met with the New York Giants, too.
Yep. With the Giants and the 49ers. He's met with both teams. That's a little interesting.
It is. It is.
I guess he got tired of having a loser quarterback throw to him named Trevor Lawrence.
He said, fuck that Jacksonville shit. I'm out of here.
I would be too.
I want to go back to Buffalo. I can't get shit down here. I'd rather catch in the cold. Well, I'll tell you a funny game that I actually might want to go to next year or this season
What?
coming up. When the Bills come to Bank of America Stadium, I'm definitely
Oh
looking at that
God
game.
Almighty!
I want to see
Josh
Josh
Allen.
Allen.
Dude, Kevin, I'm not.
Josh
I'm not.
Allen's going to throw for 450 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Dude, I'm not trying to be that guy, but I really don't give a damn. Dude, you should show up to the Panther Stadium with a Buffalo Bill jersey. Like seriously, you should show up and be that guy. Because I know, knowing you, you would.
Yeah.
Knowing you, you would.
Well, I know something Kevin definitely would do, and that's the fact that if, and obviously it's not happening this season because they're playing out in the Bay, but if the 49ers were coming to Carolina, you know Kevin would be at that game rocking a Niners jersey.
Oh
You
yeah.
damn right. I might roll up to the Bills and Panthers game rocking a water boy jersey, just for the hell of it. I'm gonna say, hey, Panthers, this could be your best player.
For real.
Actually, I might go to the Panther and Bills game dressed up like Sir Purr. I'm gonna put a
Oh
kitty cat outfit
God.
on.
That'd be
Because believe it
funny.
or not, them games are actually very easy. They're not incredibly stuck up to traffic or nothing. It's pretty easy to get around up there in Charlotte, around the stadium in Uptown. So I might roll up to the Bills and Panthers game next year, or I might think about the Bucks and the Panthers also.
Oh yeah, watch
Yeah.
Tampa Bay win. Yeah.
I'm gonna wear a Baker jersey. I'm
Yeah,
gonna get a
what
custom made
I
Baker
watched
jersey.
Baker Mayfield torch his old team, or one of
Dude,
his
you
old
should get a
teams.
custom made jersey that says Carolina who? And with Baker's name on it because obviously he played for the Panthers.
I'm
Or
gonna
pretty
just
no no
wear
no 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 no. Nah, here's something better. Here's something better. Um, you know how the Panthers do keep pounding.
Yes.
Walk up in a shirt that says hashtag keep sucking.
I'm just gonna roll up in
Oh.
old Cam Newton jersey with the letters changed to "Jump on the damn ball," Mister Cam.
Oh
The fans
God.
don't want to hear that. They're too toxic. Man,
Just as
hell,
toxic as in Cowboys fans.
they
Yep.
that seen Panther fans get so ecstatic over the fact that they have a washed up has been at wide receiver at who was that? The guy they signed that the Raiders used to have at receiver.
Oh,
The little white kid. That Panther fans have said that's Wes
Hunter
Welker.
Renfro.
Yeah, Hunter Renfro. I said he got ran out the league, and you Panther fans are saying this is the coming of Wes Welker. You deserve to lose.
Please.
Welker my ass.
Ah,
I said, damn. Yeah. I've seen Carolina Panther fans are, oh, I love this move. We doing it now. We working it.
hey, but
delusional as
hey.
Cowboys fans. Come on.
But seriously though, Carolina Panther fans, here's my question for y'all. Here's my question. And yes, Steven, this question is for you too.
Bullshit.
But yeah, if you're
Go ahead.
celebrating Hunter Renfro being your top free agent signing, how is he gonna get the ball if Bryce Young's sitting on his ass on the field?
Hell, he can't see over the line as it is. Now he's just going to be on his ass. I mean, he's like 2'5". Kevin
He could
Hart.
be looking like Jay Cutler did with the Bears.
Kevin
Oh
Hart
God.
taller than Bryce Young. Jesus
You know
Christ.
what? They better hope and pray to the football gods that they hit Control Alt Delete and reset Bryce Young again because for some reason last year he actually had a decent season in the second half of the year last year. I mean,
Control Alt Delete
Yeah.
reset itself.
are you sure you want to go back? Hey, how much history do you want to delete? All times, damn it!
I don't know. Celebrating Hunter Renfro is lame as hell to me.
Hey, Mr. Young, you're actually having a good season. What? How
What?
did you do that, sir? Well, see, what happened was I hit Control Alt Delete.
And they
Oh God. And speaking of delete, sorry, Toronto Maple Leafs, but you blew it again.
um
Game 7 on your
Um,
home ice, and the Florida Panthers made you their bitch. Oof. That was
yeah,
not a close game.
speaking of the Florida Panthers, they are now playing the Carolina Hurricanes in game 1 at the Lenovo Center in Raleigh as of
AKA
right
the
now.
best professional Carolina team. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry.
Yep.
All
Well, guys, I'm about to hop off here.
Great job, dude.
right, Kev.
Following the Cowboys and Panthers for a little bit, but I'll see everybody next week, hopefully, and hope everybody has a good rest of the week.
You too, man.
All
All
right,
right,
peace
peace
out,
out,
guys.
bro.
That is still one of the greatest things he's ever came up with. 4-13 Cowboys
Cowboys
bandwagon.
bandwagon.
Tune in next
I'm gonna
time to K Rock Kevin Rory's great names.
I'm gonna have and it's gonna be very hilarious if the Cowboys do wind up going 4-13 this year.
Because we can look back on this date, the
Yep.
20th of May, that Kevin saw into the future of the Cowboys organization.
Uh,
Couldn't have happened to a better franchise.
yes, absolutely. The one franchise that I would actually pull for the Panthers to win for a change.
Now that's saying something.
Yes.
That is saying something.
Mm-mm-mm. But I think we pretty much covered everything.
Yeah, I think we did too as well.
So what do you say? Give us some final thoughts and shut it down a little early?
Yeah, I say so. I do want to quickly say that I had a wonderful time in Tampa this past weekend with my father and my aunt and my cousins. Um, Thursday, me and him got down to Tampa, hung out at the hotel, went to the concert, or went out to eat with my aunt and cousins the next day at Bahama Breeze in Tampa. And let me just say, that breeze in Tampa Bay, Florida, it is beautiful. Like when you're sitting out there by the bay and that breeze is coming through, oh, it was gorgeous. Gorgeous. So we had a wonderful time eating a good lunch up there. And then him and I went off to the stadium later that night and we had a blast. The Pretty Reckless opened up things. And Taylor Momsen and the band sounded phenomenal. Getting things started, played for nearly an hour. Her and the band sounded really good. And then the main event happened, AC/DC. And it was amazing to experience them for a second time. But for the first time for me to experience the great Brian Johnson up front. And this was 9 years in the making for me because I was supposed to go to the AC/DC show with Brian still fronting the band at that time in March of 2016. But that's when it was reported and confirmed that he was suffering possibly from some hearing loss problems and he had to come off the road. And the reason why he was having hearing issues is not because of concerts and performing. It was because of his passion for racing. So I still ended up going to the AC/DC show when Axl Rose filled in. And believe it or not, Axl did sound really good. And I made the argument that Axl sounded better fronting AC/DC because he had to step his game up, singing not just Bon Scott's material, but Brian Johnson's material that they both wrote with the band. And it was still really good, but it just didn't feel the same because Brian wasn't there fronting the band. I was still missing the guy. And so chomping at the bit to go to an AC/DC show and reading that Tampa was the closest they were coming to me. Well, Nashville was closer, but I just felt like going to Florida because I had an excuse because I got family that lives up there. And AC/DC played for 2.5 hours, and it was a spectacle. It was incredible. It was loud. It was raucous. The entire people in that stadium ate it up, and it was just incredible. The fact that Brian Johnson is 77 years old, and he is still doing it and doing it well. And Angus Young, in his early 70s, up there giving it his all. Energy, just incredible. And their nephew Stevie Young sounds great. Um, Obviously, filling the shoes of his uncle, the late great Malcolm Young. And then touring musicians, Chris Chaney and drummer Matt Loud are also great players, filling in the roles, of keeping that rhythm locked in, and that traditional four on the floor popularized by Phil Rudd, the longtime drummer of AC/DC. And Matt did Phil justice with his playing, kept it simple. Just that four on the floor, that style of drumming, it's very simplistic, but sometimes simplicity, that's all you need. And just really, 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 really cool. They got 3 shows left. The Nashville show is set for tonight, but it's tomorrow. And then they have Chicago coming up this week, and then Cleveland next week. So if you are in these areas or you are planning to travel and you want to do it, don't second guess yourself. Go out there and do it. Because I don't think these guys are going to be touring around much longer. So I kind of wanted to give my brief synopsis on the weekend in Tampa, and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, great job with you here tonight. Great job. Thank you to Don for joining us here in the chat. Thank you to Danny joining in the chat, saying hello, and to anybody else that joins in on demand. Thank you very much as well. And Joey, looking forward to next week as we give our top 5 games overall of the entire NFL schedule. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to having Ezra back next week.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he
'Cause,
wasn't
as
feeling
many of
good today.
for those of you who may not know, Ezra woke up this morning not feeling the best. Actually saying in the chat that he sounded like the former executive vice president of talent relations, John Laryngitis.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ezra, thanks for bringing me up in the chat, because after all, I'm not worth the shit anymore, literally and figuratively.
People power.
People power. And I got to tell you, Ezra, by me not being mentioned anymore, that is best for business. But anyways, hate that Ezra cannot be with us here this week. Looking forward to having him back next week. And thank you to Ezra sending in his games for his Chicago Bears that he's looking forward to for the upcoming regular season. Tell you what, man, it's amazing. It really is amazing how we are almost 5 months down in 2025.
I know.
Of doing this show.
It's hard to believe. And before you know it, we're going to be starting our NFL conference previews.
Yes, we are. And that's going to be amazing, but it'll be here before you know it. And man, sooner we got to do a show in person, man. We have to. That would be amazing.
A show when?
A show with us in person. That would be amazing.
Oh, yes.
Especially during the NFL season.
Yes, a live show. Absolutely.
That would just be chef's kiss. Like, we've been doing this together. The core 4 have been doing this for 4 years. And man, we've been doing this since the 4 of us have been doing this really since September of 21, because we had to, establish ourselves again. But but the 4 of us have been doing this together, for a long time, and it's been a hell of a ride, and looking forward to one day when we finally get in person and we get in that room, man, especially during when it's NFL season, when it's hot and heavy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, because Rod will be the NFL version of NBA's Stephen A. Smith.
Yes, he will. And, man, just feeding off the energy in the room, it's going to be something special. I mean,
oh, yeah, it's definitely going to be something special.
But, yeah, thank you to everybody joining us here tonight. You can follow us on Twitter or X at Owen_Sports Show, Facebook.com/Nation Sports Show, and where we are live on YouTube.com on most Tuesday nights. Sometimes we have to reschedule. Sometimes that happens. But we are live on most Tuesday nights at YouTube.com/Nation Sports Show. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe and all of that good stuff to your family and your friends. that love the world of sports. And also don't forget to follow the Nation's Corner on Twitter at Nation's Corner, Facebook at Nation's Corner, Instagram at Nation's Corner, and where the guys and gals are live on most Saturday nights where it's all right for fighting, talking professional wrestling. YouTube.com/The Nation's Corner, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, 4 p.m. Pacific. And coming up this week is tomorrow Dynamite. It's the final Dynamite before Double or Nothing this Sunday. This Saturday in Tampa, which I was just in. Saturday night's main event is coming up. That should be a lot of fun. And then also Monday Night Raw is going to be in Tampa on Monday. So that's really cool. Just looking forward to what's going to happen this week in the world of wrestling. And also can't wait for the conference finals kicking off right freaking now. The conference finals is just getting started. And so excited. It's going to be an exciting couple of weeks here because I haven't been this excited for a conference finals in quite some time. And having fresh blood in these conference finals, it's very refreshing. And I know myself, Joey, Ezra, and Kevin, we are so excited to see what's going to happen in these NBA playoffs in these next couple weeks because we have no clue who's going to make it to the NBA Finals. So it'll be a lot of fun to see what happens as these conference finals progress. And speaking of fun, this has been a fun, exciting edition of our Nation Sports Show. Thank you for everybody joining us here tonight. And for those that watch this on demand, thank you very much as well. Hate that Ezra couldn't be with us here this week. Hopefully he'll be back next week feeling much better and not sounding like John Laurinaitis. So with that being said, for K-Rod, Kevin Rory, for JT, Joey Thornton, for Randy Gyron, William Gyron, our favorite kitty cat in the world, Sprocket, I have been your host for this evening, The Rock in the lead hosting chair. For those about The Rock, we salute every single one of y'all. I've been the host for this evening, Stephen Wyand. We'll be back with another edition of the Sports Show next week. Same time, same by God YouTube channel. Take care of your wild selves. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the wrestling. Enjoy the sports. And most importantly, enjoy whatever the hell you get into. Make memories of the family and friends that you love the most. Go out there. Make a difference on society. Be a good person. Be good to a stranger. Be good to your fellow neighbors. Reach out to ones that need help. And most importantly, have a great rest of your week and Memorial Day weekend. Oh yeah, before we go, to the men and women who are currently serving, thank you for your service. To the ones that have served our great country, God bless you. You are the true...
Absolutely. I couldn't have said that better myself.
You are the true American heroes of this country. Without these men and women who are serving today and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice to fight for our freedoms, to fight what we have in this country, none of this would be possible. Because like that old lyric goes in American Soldier, freedom doesn't come free. It comes with a price. And these men and women are willing to pay and take the ultimate risk to protect what we have in this life and in this world. And without these brave men and women putting their lives, their bodies on the line, we wouldn't be able to do the things that we love to do in this world. And also, over the weekend, or last couple of weeks at the Sonic Temple Festival, I did meet a fellow former soldier. I shook his hand, thanked him for his service. If you see a soldier, a veteran who has served, I don't care what day of the week it is. I don't care if it's Veterans Day. I don't care if it's Memorial Day. Every day, we thank our veterans every single day. And I could not end on a patriotic note than tonight. Again, to the brave men and women, you are the ultimate heroes of the United States of America. You protect us, you serve us. And we couldn't be where we are today as a nation without these brave soldiers and souls. So with that being said, for K-Rod, Kevin Rory, for JT Joey Thornton, for Ezra Vickery, William Gyron, Randy Gyron, Sprocket, I have been your host for this evening, Stephen Wyand. We are out of here. Take care of yourselves. Have a great rest of your week and upcoming weekend. Peace. Turn me up.